Hey guys, Jim Hoffman here for EMS Office Hours, and this is your Monday Minutes. Today, I'm going to go briefly over blood vessels in the heart and their basic construction. It's a good idea to know this information. It's great to sort of refresh your memory on this stuff for things like exams, because these types of content, questions are always on exams, and it's a good idea to always sort of keep in mind the basics of blood vessels and their construction, right? So here's a quick illustration here showing the three different types: the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries, and just shows you a little bit of a breakdown of the different layers, uh, the direction the blood is flowing in each one of these different types of blood vessels. So in general, you've got the three types, right, that we just mentioned. You got your arteries, you've got your veins, and you have your capillaries. And these actually are what the body uses, and it forms that closed delivery system, right? And it begins and ends at the heart. Now, you've got three layers to the vessels, and the wall is composed of these layers, of each individual vessel. And you have your intima, and that's the innermost layer. And this is just a simple epithelium, and it's made up of single layer of flat epithelial cells. Now the media is your main portion, right? The main portion of the wall, and it's made up of a combination of fibrous connective tissue and smooth muscle tissue. And then you've got your adventitia, and this is the outer surface of the blood vessels, and this is made up of that fibrous connective tissue. Now, arteries versus veins. Well, you've got a comparison between the two. Okay, it's important to know the differences because if you think of it, if you have an artery and a vein, they have a similar sort of diameter going on. The artery is going to have a thicker wall than a vein does, and this greater thickness that the artery has is because it's got more smooth muscle tissue, and it's got more of a presence of that elastic fibrous connective tissue, as the most prevalent in the wall. Now, arteries carry blood away from the heart, and they sort of branch out and form smaller and smaller divisions, and as they go along, and they end up getting divided into smaller groups. Okay, and these smaller groups are elastic arteries, muscular arteries, and the arterioles. Now, veins, on the other hand, they're again a little thinner, right? And they carry blood toward the heart, and they actually end up joining into larger vessels as they approach the heart. Now, in systemic circulation, arteries carry the oxygenated blood, and veins carry the blood that is poorer than an oxygen. Okay, but just to note that when it comes to pulmonary circulation, the opposite is going to be true. Now, what about capillaries? Well, capillaries only have the one layer. They just have the intima, right? And the capillary networks, or those capillary beds, is the place where you've got the exchange that's going on for the cardiovascular system. And this includes internal exchange between the blood and individual cells of the body. And since the capillary wall consists of just flat single cells, substances can move between the body cells and the blood. So of all the blood vessels, of the three blood vessels, the capillaries are really the only one that have really an intimate contact with tissue cells and directly serve the cellular needs. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not going to go too much into physiology of the blood vessels. I think just a quick little sort of spurt of information on the three different blood vessels as a way to, again, just sort of refresh your memory a little bit, sort of maybe break it down into a nice small chunk that'll help you to remember this type of content. You know, this is the type of stuff that we don't really get exposed to every day out in the field, right? But it can help us when we think about things like vasoconstriction and dilation, and when we think about the oxygen and blood delivery to the heart and the lungs and the body as a whole, and also can help us when it comes to thinking about when we take exams and these types of basic knowledge type content winds up being on exams. So I hope you can use these Monday Minutes at some point. Maybe not tomorrow. It's not, again, not the type of thing you can use every day, but I'm hoping that eventually that this type of little chunk of information will sort of resonate with you when the time comes and you actually need it. So guys, if you have some minutes of your own, be sure to send them over to me. My direct email is jhoffman@ems-safety.com. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @EMSSafe. And join me on Facebook, guys. Facebook page is at facebook.com/the EMS professional. I'll see you there, guys, and be sure to post your comments below. Let me know what you think about these Monday Minutes, and give me some tips of your own. What do you do to remember this type of content when it comes to exams and when it comes to operating out in the field? So, guys, that's it again. Jim Hoffman, EMS Office Hours and the Monday Minutes, and as always, guys, stay safe.